Welcome to Fightmaster Yoga, where it's not about the pose and you don't have to be perfect. Hello, I'm Leslie Fightmaster. Today's class is a fun-loving, full-body yoga stretch, and we'll focus on the lower back and sacrum. So take a comfortable seat and sit up nice and tall. Close your eyes and begin to deepen your breath. As you inhale, lengthen up a little bit taller through your spine, reaching the crown of your head toward the sky. And as you exhale, become heavier in your hips and your legs, connecting your sitting bones down to the earth. As we move through our journey of the joy of living, today's tip or suggestion is to find your purpose. So instead of doing a regular intention, we'll do something a little bit different. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, keeping the eyes closed. Now visualize in front of you a lemon. This lemon is cut into quarters. And now in your mind, pick up a piece of that lemon and put it into your mouth and begin to chew it. Keep chewing the lemon and notice how the taste is, the texture in your mind. And now release your hands. You can take that lemon out of your imaginary lemon out of your mouth and open up your eyes. What did you notice? Some of you may have started to kind of pucker your mouth a little bit, maybe a little more saliva in the mouth. So what this shows is that your mind does not know how to differentiate from what is really happening in the physical world to what you're clearly imagining. So when you're finding your purpose, the more you can clearly put a picture together of what it is that you want it to be, your mind will bring that to you with the help of the universe. Okay, we're going to sit up nice and tall, but extend the legs. I'm going to turn sideways. And for those who don't know, the sacrum is right at the base of the spine. It's kind of like a triangle shape. Sitting in Dandasana, bring your hands right next to your hips and pull your toes back, but keep your heels pressing down. Roll the shoulders back. If you notice that your lower back is a little bit rounded, then sit up on a pillow or a folded blanket. I'm going to take a few breaths here because when you sit in Dandasana, you really have to use your back muscles, and especially your lower back muscles, to support you. So notice how you're using your back muscles and also your belly muscles start to engage as well. Keeping the belly engaged keeps the back safe. Let's do just a couple more breaths here. Now I say, I've heard somewhere that if you can hold this one for 20 minutes, means you have a very strong back. We won't do that today, but just keep it in mind. Take another breath here. This is one of those poses that's easier than it looks. And now, releasing this, we'll roll forward onto the hands and knees for a couple rounds of cat-cow to get some movement. Wrists under the shoulders and knees under the hips. As you inhale, bring your chest forward, lift your chin, lift your tailbone up. As you exhale, round your back, chin toward chest, pull your ribs and belly in. And again, inhale, widen across your collarbones, lift your chin and tailbone up. Exhale, press away from the earth, pull your ribs and belly in and lift your pelvic floor muscles. Once again, inhale, widening the collarbone, shoulder blades go toward the waist. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the back, and press up away from the floor. Now inhale to neutral. Take your knees wide and then take your hips back to your heels for child's pose. You could rest your head on your hands if you like, or you can extend the arms out and rest your head on the mat. Either way is totally fine. If you do have your hands on the mat, use them to push your hips back towards your heels. But if you have discomfort in your knees, then don't push. And just take a few long breaths focusing on your ujjayi. Inhales and exhales equal in length, with that slight constriction in the back of your throat. Now we'll inhale and come up onto the knees. Take your knees hip socket distance apart and your feet right behind. Inner elbows turn forward, press into the thumb first finger side of the hand, stretching into down dog, keeping the knees soft. So just stretch yourself back and then slowly begin to bicycle the legs, bending one knee and the other. Pull your ribs and your belly in, bending both knees to stretch back. And now start to straighten the legs as much as they will, never forcing. Firm outer hips and inner thighs. And keep pressing into the base of your fingers as you lift up through your forearms for less pressure in the wrists. Take a long breath in. Exhale it all out. Look up to your hands and bend your knees. Lightly step or hop, feet to hands. Now inhale, feet hips width, come halfway up, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees as much as you like. Take your peace sign fingers and wrap them around the big toes. So your knees could be bent or straight here. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Keep that length and then exhale, fold. Let your head hang. So we're going to stay here for a few breaths. Shift the weight toward the balls of your feet. Lift your shoulders gently away from the floor. Pull your belly in and up and the pelvic floor. And as you're here breathing, start to press the thighs back gently. Just be sure that the knees don't begin to lock, but keep those leg muscles firm. Take another breath here. And then inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, bring hands to hips. Inhale all the way back to center. And then turn and face the long side of your mat, taking your feet nice and wide. Turn your right leg all the way out and your back toes in a little. Line up heel to arch for triangle pose. Arms at shoulder height, inhale. Hinge from your hip. Reach, 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 reach out. When you can't anymore, take your right hand down. Stretch up through the left arm. So try and draw this front hip under you, and as you do, press into the big toe mound of the right foot. Soften the knees a little, but keep your leg muscles engaged. Now, lengthen the bottom side of the torso from the right hip crease to the right armpit. Pull your belly in, lift the pelvic floor, and then bottom ribs forward, top ribs back. And breathe here as you contemplate how amazing you are. Take 2 more breaths. Relax anything that doesn't need to be stiff. We don't need stiffness. Let your jaw go. Take easy breaths. Now look down at the front foot and inhale. Come on up, bringing your feet to parallel. Left leg all the way out, back toes in. Inhale here. As you exhale, we'll hinge and reach. Hello, sunflower, as much as you can, and then just take that hand down wherever it goes. Stretch up through the right arm. As I'm sure you know by now, it never matters how deep you get into a stretch. Just do what you can. As long as you feel a stretch, that's all that matters. Draw your left hip under you. Press into the big toe mound of the left foot, pressing calf to shin. So imagine here for a moment, if you will, that there's a wall behind you. And on that wall, your left hip is resting and your left shoulder is resting. Your right shoulder is resting too. But this right hip, it is not resting. It's coming a little bit forward. Now see if you can lengthen from the left hip crease through the left armpit for just another breath or two. And look up toward your right hand if your neck's okay with it. Otherwise, look forward or down. And breathe. Relaxing that shoulder. And now looking down to the front foot as if someone's pulling you up from the top arm. Inhale, come back to center. Good. Take your feet to parallel. Inhale, arms out to a T. Inhale to hold the breath, bend the knees, step or hop feet together. Exhale, turn to the front of the mat, finding Tadasana, feet hips width or big toes touching, heels slightly apart. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, hinge from your hip creases to fold. Now inhale, come halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, come to plank pose. We're going to hold plank just for a moment. Heart forward, heels back. You can always take your knees down. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, come into downward facing dog. Stretch back. And then just a breath here. We'll inhale and come down onto the knees and onto the forearms. Now you can keep your palms flat if you wish. If your shoulders are a little tight, interlacing fingers is easier. You might not know until you come up, but I'll let you know how you would know. Make sure you have a little bit of room behind you as well. Tuck your toes, elbows no wider than shoulders for Dolphin. And stretching back. So this is how you know if your shoulders are tight. Your hands are moving in toward each other and your elbows are moving away from each other. So then you can just clasp your hands and it makes it a little bit easier for those shoulders. Lift your shoulders away from the ears, pull your belly and your ribs in. Now as you take your next inhale, step your feet back about a foot or so behind you and ripple your spine forward for Dolphin Plank. In Dolphin Plank, your hips should be in the same line as your shoulders. So they're not up here and they're not down there. However, you can always take the knees down. Now take your feet together and start to squeeze outer hips, inner thighs. At this point, you may be saying to yourself, I thought this was about the low back, and it is. But part of keeping the low back nice and healthy is core work. Take another breath here, shoulder blades toward waist. Almost done, I promise. And now start to walk your feet in and lift your hips up. And we're going to do it one more time, but this time we are not going to hold it. Isn't that wonderful? So step back again about a foot. Ripple the spine forward so hips are in line with shoulders. If you've got the interlace, take your hands down. You can take your knees down first or slowly lower onto your belly. Now line up your elbows right under your shoulders and bring your shoulders up around your ears for a moment. Then pull them back and down. Lift your belly and lengthen your butt towards your heels. This one is Sphinx pose. Now, we don't need to look up and we don't want to look down. We just want the neck as an extension of the rest of the spine. And some of you will be so happy here as you pull your elbows back and widen your chest. Lengthen butt to heels. Some of you will say, oh my gosh, I could go more, and you could. You could take your elbows off the floor, but start to lift your hip points up toward the lower ribs. Good. Lower down to your elbows if you went up, and then to your belly. Bring your hands by your low ribs. As you inhale, come to cobra or upward dog. As you exhale, come to down dog. Take a long breath in. Exhale it out. Look forward, step or hop feet to hands. Actually, sit down. Don't take them all the way up there. We're going to take Upavista Konasana, but first, Baddha Konasana. Take the soles of your feet together. Open the feet like a book. Now as you sit here, you might already have a really good stretch. If that's the case, stay as you are. You can even take your hands behind your back to support you. If you want to go in deeper, you'll hinge from your hip creases and come forward with a nice long spine, not a rounded spine, but a lengthened spine. Draw your shoulders away from the ears and breathe here. If you're holding any tension in your neck or in your jaw, breathe it away. And then we'll inhale to come up and take the legs wide for Upavista Konasana, or wide-legged forward fold. Bring your hands behind you and sit up really tall. Now for many people, this is good enough. If it feels wonderful, you already have a stretch. I already feel a stretch. I just know that I've been doing it a while, so I could go deeper. But point your toes and your knees up to the ceiling. And if you are going deeper, inhale, bring your hands in front of you, chest forward, and once again, you'll hinge from the hips to come forward. Any amount, but keep pressing down into the heels, point the toes and knees up to the sky, and breathe. See if you can release any tension, again, around your neck, your shoulders, your jaw. And repeat either out loud or in your mind, I have everything I need already within me for this practice, for this day, for this life. And then slowly inhale as you walk yourself up. And then we're going to bring the legs together. I'm going to turn this away. And we'll bend the knees, heels underneath the knees, fingertips facing forward, or if you have wrist issues, turn them out. Take an inhale. As you exhale, start to lift into reverse table. Press down into the heels. Now lengthen your butt towards the backs of your knees. Take another breath. And slowly lower down. Very good strengthening pose for your lower back. Extend the legs, bend your right knee, right sole of the foot onto the floor. Bring the right hand behind you. Inhale, lift left arm up. As you exhale, take it across and twist. Now inhale, lengthen up through your spine again. Make sure those left toes are pulling back, but the heel presses down. As you exhale, roll your right shoulder open. Deep breaths. Twisting, another great thing for the spine. But when you twist, keep your hips level and twist from above your waist. Inhale, bring your head to center. Exhale, unwind. So it's easy to do that in a seated pose. It gets harder when you're standing. Bend the left knee, left foot down. Point the right toes to the ceiling. Left hand behind. Inhale, right arm up. And then exhale. I want to get that microphone in my arm and take it across. It's in my armpit. As you inhale, sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, start to roll your left shoulder back. Make sure your right toes still point up to the ceiling. They have a mind of their own. Big breaths. And then inhale, make your way back to center, unwind. Straightening both legs. Back to Dandasana as you pull the toes back. Reach up through the arms on your inhale. Hinge from your hip creases so your butt will go back a little bit as you come forward. So you want to try to avoid bending from the waist. That's not good for your back. Hinge forward. You can hold anywhere at all. If you have a yoga strap or a tie or anything, you can wrap that around the balls of the feet. We'll just be here a couple breaths. So pull the toes back, press the heels down, and that's going to engage your legs. As you stretch, you always want to engage the opposing muscles. So we're stretching hamstrings and back. So we're engaging belly and thighs. Inhale, head up. Exhale, release. Bring your hands behind you. Again, wrist problems, turn the fingertips out. We're going to do Purvottanasana. Press everything up. If that doesn't work for you, then bend the knees instead. Either is just a beautiful pose. If you're doing it with straight legs, do your best to press your feet onto the floor. Very strengthening pose. Lengthen butt to heels, pull the belly in, let your head go back any amount. One more big breath, and release it. Excellent work, my friend. Bend your knees. We're going to roll carefully onto the back. Hug your knees in. Rock a bit side to side. Even out your breath. Good. And now lengthen your sitting bones toward the ground. Take your feet to the floor, knees bent. Pick up your bottom and tilt it a little bit so your butt's moving toward your heels. Then press onto those heels and press your upper back into the floor so your shoulder blades go toward your waist. Then lengthen out. Legs. And take your arms out to the sides, palms up. And now most importantly, relax. Let your body be heavy. Release any tension in the jaw and the forehead. Come to natural breathing. Quiet mind, quiet body, Shavasana. Our quote today comes from Roy T. Bennett. Live the life of your dreams. Be brave enough to live the life of your dreams according to your vision and purpose, instead of the expectations and opinions of others. Now, right where you are, take a slightly deeper breath in. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes as you exhale. Circle the wrists and the ankles. Take another deep breath in as you reach the arms up and overhead and stretch through your legs. Now bend the knees. Roll yourself off to your right. And as you're here, honor yourself. Remember to continue honoring yourself frequently and constantly. Use your left hand to press up and return to your comfortable seat, bringing the hands together. Hands to your forehead, reminding you to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to the heart, reminding you to have clear and loving intentions. Hands to the mouth, reminding you to have clear and loving communication, sending this positive energy out to all beings everywhere. Namaste. If you enjoyed your stretch today, you're going to love this one. I've gotten a lot of good feedback. And did you know that this class is part of my Hatha Yoga Joy 30-day program? For the whole program, click right here.